I'm Dr. Lori at the Goodwill in Avon, Connecticut. Come thrift with me. I'm tired of hearing that everybody says, oh, nobody wants China, when I see all these people who are trying to actually stop us from taping so they can get at the China. So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to start with this, which is a $5 very large oversized bowl, right? So it's got to be 10 inches because I'm 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across. It's transferware. It's of course some losses, so it's been used. It's early 20th century to mid 20th century. You can see it's transferware where all the little dots in the middle. I told you to get the loupe so you can tell the dots. But that's transferware, and the mark is very clear, Bavarian. Early years of the 1900s. It's a 10-inch in diameter porcelain transferware bowl. Decorative. It's not in the best condition, it's not in perfect shape, but for what they want, which is $5, you can definitely make 35. So that's very much a bargain for $5. And I'm going to put this here. Color is always important for ceramics. Look at this glaze, the celadon glaze of these Japanese dishes, and there's an impressed mark. Well, they want $1. And this is always a problem because you can't find you can't see the mark underneath where they put the actual label or the sticker for the price. But if you look hard enough, which as you know, I look hard enough, you're gonna find one. That one doesn't have it. That one has it. That says, made in Japan. This is celadon green, very nice bread plate. Look at that nice glaze. These pieces are good condition. For $1 a piece, were they $1 a piece? Yeah, for $1 a piece, you can definitely get $7 each on these. So no one wants China, no one wants China. A lot of people want China. And they want brand names like this, which is Royal Doulton. Royal Doulton China, of course, bone china from England. Nice piece. A serving bowl, a vegetable bowl. It's a nice piece, it's a good name, it's a nice design. It's really used. It's been used over and over and over again. So unless they want a little bit, they only want $2 for it. For $2, I would say you probably could get 10 because it's Royal Doulton. But it really has some condition issues, so not more than that. If it didn't have the condition issues, we'd definitely be at $40. But I want you to identify the quality. So when you see the manufacturer, you see the object, you say, wow, that seems like it's good, right? Everybody says, I don't know if it's good. Well, that's how you can tell. The mark, of course, helps a lot. The very famous Royal Doulton lion with the crown mark, which indicates that it was made the Royal Commission. Let's see what else we've got. But condition is important. Condition's important. Let's put that one back. And this piece I liked. I thought that was really beautiful, decorative. That piece looks like a decorative Lenox piece with, of course, the flowers and the butterflies and even the little ladybug and the dragonfly. The problem, of course, isn't the design. I think the design is in good shape. I think it could use a good washing. But this chip, that's a pretty serious chip that you're really not going to be able to do much with that. That's going to continue to break. It probably will crack eventually. I'll show you the mark here. This, of course, has the Lenox mark. More contemporary Lenox piece for $2. If the chip doesn't bother you, and it's for you, you're not going to resell it, then it's worth $25. If you're going to resell it, you're not going to get $25. You're going to probably get somewhere, maybe you'll get $15, because that chip is significant and serious, and it has, of course, it has foodstuffs in it. So now you can't really get that out. Then I want you to look for pieces that you'd say, well, maybe it's not my style, but it's a good name brand, and that's this. This is Gien from France. This is a really nice French piece, and you have here, of course, the lettuce, the cabbage, and here you have the celery. These are very desirable French pieces of china. There's your mark, and what I like even better than the French mark is the $2 price tag. So the $2 price tag I really think is pretty fantastic for these. So these, I would say, you want a real bargain on the road? There they are, because in this condition, they're $18 each. So you can resell those for that. Those are nice. When you see something like this with the gold around the serpentine edge, I would say take a look. Just take a look. Even if it's too frou-frou for you, even if it's like, oh gosh, it's so Victorian and I really like things that are sleek and modern. I know how that is. This is Royal Albert. Royal Albert decorative cabinet plate. So what's a cabinet plate? A cabinet plate is for the cabinet, right? You all know about paper plates. You would recognize a paper plate. You know what it is, you know what it's worth, right? It's not going to be hanging out in the cabinet doing nothing. This is for function, right? I want you to be able to recognize the quality pieces if they're not for function. So nice quality, all decorative. The whole thing is decorated. So the pink layment is basically hand painted. Then they do transferware images of the roses and the bows. And of course the hand painting of the gilt work on the back, and it matches the hand painted work of the mark. So all of that's relatively important. That's a nice piece. They don't tell me, oh there it is, $2 for that. $2 for that. This piece of Royal Albert is worth $18. And it's a cabinet plate and it's one of many. So usually people would have 6 in their cabinet, that kind of thing. Let's keep going because I see something right there that I'm surprised I'm seeing. Let's see if it really is what I think it is. These pieces are salt glazed, trying to look like the lint stymiest pieces from, of course, Scandinavia, but we've got an Eddie Bauer sticker, so they're not the same thing. But these colors, very popular in the 1990s. And a lot of people would actually take what's known as lint stymiest, and I'll show you one of those cups. This colorways pattern was very popular in the 1990s, and then we had a lot of Chinese manufacturers who were, again, reproducing that same pattern, that same look. So these were marketed through Eddie Bauer. $3 each is too high for those because they're worth about $3 each retail. So now, if you had the lint stymiest ones that were really, that were the, all the rage in the 1990s, you would probably see those reselling anywhere in the $12 to $15 range for one of these size cups. So those are interesting. They teach you a little bit of something about something. Let's see what this is. This kind of looks like it's from the 60s. And yes, indeed it is. So a Japanese piece, a lot of crazing. Another crackle, a lot of crazing on this piece. The shape of it is very mid-century modern. Elongated shape with a geometric handle and an elongated oval lid, but not good condition at all. This little crackle pattern, you want to stay away from that. So for $2, I'd leave it here. Even though it's old, even though it has some age, I'd still leave it here. Because remember, condition is going to be really very important. So that's what we're seeing too. So when you're looking at lampshades, be careful of what looks dated and obviously dated. Like, obviously dated and pretty dusty too. Yeah. Okay, so that's hard to get out of there. But like these, they look dated, but they are a match. And they're unusual shape. So the unusually shaped lampshades can be valuable too. There's 2 of them. There's one down here too. So there's 2 of them. How much do they want for these? There is the price. I don't see a price. Okay, they might be free. There's a price. So $3 each, yes, I would take these. And even if you don't like these little beads, they could be reused, right? You could use those for beading. You could cut those off, you could leave those on, either way. But the shape is where the value is on these. Beaded little lampshades, always popular too. But you gotta have a little stick lamp inside. I'm gonna turn it because I wanna see if I can find a price tag. I guess they were a little lax on price tags for these lampshades. So, well, what's this one worth? About 10 bucks. So if it's anything under 10 bucks, you're gonna make money on that. That's hideous to me. So that's a taste element. It's also not good because of damage. This is heat. This has been in an attic, not a basement, an attic for a long time. It was rewired in the 1980s based on this plug, but that's all heat. So I would leave that because you're not getting that back. That's not gonna look good ever. These lamps, this one's quite old. It was rewired, redone, but this one's quite old with the marble, not to be confused with alabaster base, with the marble base, and the white glass. That's an $8 lamp, and that lamp is worth $70. That's a nice old one. And when I mean old, I mean 1900, 1920s. And then here's another one that's also quite old. This one also rewired. And that one you can see it is ruby glass cut to clear. So if you look at the top of the font, which is that global, that sort of globus base, that particular piece is called ruby glass cut to clear. So they actually cut away the ruby color of the glass in the lamp. That whole thing has been rewired as well. Original to the early 1900s, $75, and that one's $75. So that's pretty nice. The lamps are pretty good. I left the treasures for you, and there's more to come.